Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make a matching skirt for our Twinkle Bralette that we had done in our previous video. So the yarn that I'm going to use is this color fluid yarn from Performance Yarns, and it's the same exact yarn that I used for the top. So alright guys, so for those who don't know, we already have related projects to this skirt, and those are the tank top, the bralette, the shorts, and now we are getting a matching skirt. You can get all the links of these designs in the description box below, and I'll be giving all the details of the yarn and all the related projects in the description box. I needed about 5 to 6 balls to make the full skirt, and each ball is 50 grams and 130 meters. 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, a measuring tape, a darning needle, and a pair of scissors. So you can purchase this yarn from Performance Yarns. I'll be leaving the link in the description box below, and you can use my discount code, it's on the screen, to purchase this yarn at a discount. So let's get started. If you would like the written pattern, it's already available on all my online shops. Alright, we're going to start off with our very first motif, and we're going to start off with a magic ring. You're going to roll over your yarn like this, grab your working yarn, and we're going to close it off with a chain. Now we're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet, and we're going to make 17 more double crochets, which means at the end of round 1 you should be having a total of 18 double crochets, including the chain 3 at the beginning of the round. So you're going to go into the magic ring, placing your 17 double crochets, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So after placing 17 double crochets into the magic ring, you're going to close it off by pulling on this tail. Just pull on that tail, and you're going to go into the top of the very first chain 3 with 1 slip stitch. So into the top chain, insert your hook and pull through all. So that's a slip stitch. You'll have a total of 18 double crochets, including the chain 3 at the beginning of the round. So let's go on to round 2. You're going to make a chain of 1 and then go into that same exact space where the slip stitch was placed, into the top of the very first double crochet, which is the top of the chain 3, and you're going to place 1 single crochet. So you insert your hook, pull up a loop, you'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. So that's a single crochet, chain 5, skip 2 stitches. So we have this one, make sure you don't skip it, 1, 2, and into the next you're going to place 1 single crochet, chain 5, skip 2 stitches, and then 1 single crochet into the next, chain 5, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet into the next. So we are creating these small chain 5 loops, chain 5, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet into the next, chain 5, skip 2 stitches, and 1 single crochet into the next. So you should be left with 2 stitches at this point. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chain 5 loops, and we are going to make a chain 5. This will be the 6th loop around our motif, and we are going to go into the very first single crochet of the round and place a slip stitch. So insert your hook and pull through all. This marks the end of round 2. So we are going on to round 3. You're going to make a chain of 1, go into the chain 5 loop, the very first chain 5 loop, with 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet. So you yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all. That's a half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, all in the same space. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. And then from here you're going to make a chain of 2, and then we are going to do the opposite. So we're starting off this time with a double crochet, and then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet, all in the same space. So as you can remember, we started with a single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, then chain 2, then started the reverse, double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet, all in the same space. Now you're going to go into the next chain 5 space and do the same exact thing. Single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, half double crochet, and then single crochet. So that this is going to create some sort of corners on our motif. You're going to go all the way around doing this: single, half double, and double, chain 2, double, half double, and single. That's all that we are going to do all the way around. So we are placing our stitches into the very last chain 5 loop. So single, half double, and double, chain 2, double, half double, and single. So this will create our very final corner. You should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 corners. So from here, you're going to go into the very first single crochet of the round, and you're going to place a slip stitch. So insert your hook and pull through all. And you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. This marks the end of the very first motif. You're going to pull through and fasten off. This marks the end of our very first motif. And it should have a total of 6 corners, as you can see: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to go onto our second motif, and we're going to see how to work that. So for the second motif, we're going to start off the same exact way that we started off our first motif, with a magic ring, chain 1 to close off the magic ring, and follow the same exact instructions for round 1 and round 2, and I'll meet you back at round 3 when we are attaching the 2 motifs together. So chain 3, let me just speed through this: 17 more double crochets into the magic ring. So when you finish your 17 double crochets into the magic ring, you should be having a total of 18, including the chain 3 at the beginning of the round. You're going to go into the top of the very first chain 3 and you're going to place a slip stitch. That marks the end of round 1. Chain 1, into that same space where you placed the slip stitch, you're going to place 1 single crochet. This is round 2 now. Chain 5, skip 2 stitches and 1 single crochet into the next. Chain 5, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet into the next, and you're going to repeat this all the way around until you have a total of 6 loops of chain 5 spaces. So when you have 2 stitches left, you're going to make a chain of 5 and go into the very first single crochet of the round and place a slip stitch. This marks the end of round 2. So we're going on to round 3. Round 3, you're going to make a chain of 1, go into the chain 5 space with 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, and now we're going to start joining onto what we already have. Get your motif, and then you're going to make a chain of 1 and go into any of the chain 2 spaces of this motif. I'll choose this one, pull through the loop, chain 1 more, and into the same space on this side you're going to place 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet. So this is what you're going to have. Then into the next space, which is this one, you're going to go in there with 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, chain 1, and we're going to attach into the next corner on this side. And make sure your motif is facing up. We are not working on the back side of the motif. Make sure at all times when you're attaching your motifs together, your pieces are facing the right side. The right side is facing up. So attach by pulling through the loop, chain 1 more, and then into the same space we are going there with 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet. So this is what you should have. From here you're going to go into the next space with 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, and this time we're not going to attach anything. So you're going to make a chain of 2, and then into the same space you're going to place a double, a half double, and a single. So we are going to repeat that all the way around, creating these corners around our second motif. And I hope you still remember how to do that. Just go into each and every space with 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, chain 2, then 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet, just like that. And you're going to do that in each and every space. Alright, so when you're done with your very last corner, you're going to go into the very first single crochet of the round, and you're going to place a slip stitch, chain 1, and cut your yarn, pull through, and that marks the end of our second motif. Now we are going on to our third motif. I'm going to go ahead and do round 1 and 2. We already know how to do round 1 and 2, and then I'll meet you back on round 3 when we are attaching our third motif onto what we already have. Alright, so we're going to continue to join our motifs in a line until your panel measures approximately your hip circumference. when stretched slightly. So if I place my measuring tape on top of my panel, it measures about 31 inches without stretching, and when I slightly stretch it, it goes to about 35. I don't want to make a sagging short, but if you want a loose fitting for your shorts or skirt, then you're going to make sure you don't overstretch. So mine goes to about 35 inches and I'm aiming for about 38 to 40 inches. So I did a total of 11 motifs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And the 12th, which is supposed to be this one, is going to join this motif and the very first motif to join this panel into a round, something like this. And then we shall start working in rounds. So let's go ahead and see how to do that. This is my last motif, which is the 12th motif. But if you're a bigger size, then you're going to make sure you have an even number of motifs around. So 12, 14, 16, depending on the measurement that you're going for. So we are on our very last round of the motif, and I will make a chain of 1, single crochet into the chain 5 space, half double crochet, and then double crochet. And then from here I'll make a chain of 1, and then we are going to attach into this space here. We are still creating that straight line of our motifs. So chain 1, double crochet, half double crochet, and then single crochet, and then single crochet into the next chain 5 space, half double crochet, and then double crochet. From here you're going to make a chain of 1 and attach into the next corner, chain 1 more, double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet. And this is what we have. So we are basically doing the same exact thing as we've been doing before. So from here you're going to make single, half double, and double, chain 2, double, half double, and single. Then for the next corner of our motif, we're going to be joining onto the very first motif this side. So what we are going to do is place a single, half double, and a double, chain 1, and then remove your hook, and then skip one corner here that's not attached, and we are going to attach. Make sure your work is not twisted. We're going to attach into the next corner on this side, chain 1 more, and then place double, half double, and single. So this is what we have. Then from here you're going to make single, half double, and double into the next chain 5 space, chain 1, and then attach into the next corner on this side, chain 1, and then place a double, half double, and a single into the same exact space. So what that has created, it has created a round, as you can see here. We now have a round. Then from here you're going to go into the very last chain 5 space and place single, half double, and then a double, chain 2, double, half double, and a single. And this marks the end of our round. You're going to place a slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round, chain 1, and cut your yarn. So this is what you'll have. When we take a measurement across, you should be able to get half your hip measurement when slightly stretched. As you can see, without stretching, I'm getting about 17 inches. And when slightly stretched, I can go to about 19 to 20 inches. I don't want this shirt to be loosely fitted, but if you want yours loosely fitted, make sure you make these motifs without stretching. So for me, I have a total of 12 motifs. So we're going on to the next layer, which is supposed to be the layer that's below this round. And that layer, the motifs are going to be placed in the middle section of the motifs that are already placed here. So in the middle section, those ones are going to be placed in these areas here, as you'll see later on. So let's go ahead and start on round 2 of our motifs. Alright guys, so we're going on to round 2, and you're going to make sure you're always working on the right side of your motifs. We never work on this wrong side, so make sure your work is always on the right side. So I have my motif here, and all I have to do is place the last round of the motif and attach it onto what we already have. So this is what we have at the moment. So what we are going to do is start the last round. So make a chain of 1, single crochet, half double crochet into the first chain 5 space, then chain 1, and we are going into, just get any 2 motifs, and now we are going to attach into this corner that's not attached to anything, and then chain 1 more, place 1 double crochet, half double crochet, and then single crochet. So that way we have attached one of the corners of this motif onto this one. Then from here you're going to go into the next chain 5 space and place single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. Then from here you're going to make a chain of 1 and attach into the middle of the 2 corners. So make sure you find that middle section where these 2 motifs attach. You're going to attach the 3rd motif and then chain 1 more and place 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet. So let's see what we have. So one corner attaches to here, the second corner attaches to here, and then we are going to attach the 3rd corner to this one. So go ahead, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, remove your hook, attach into the corner of the next motif that's not attached to anything, chain 1, double crochet into the same space, half double crochet, and single crochet. So let's see what we have at this point. See that pattern? We have 3 corners attached to what we already had for round 1. And then from here, we are going to just finish up our round as usual, not attaching to anything. So you're going to just go into the next chain 5 space with 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. So we've created another corner here, and then go into the next space, single, half double, double, chain 2, double, half double, single. From here you're going to go into the next chain 5 space and do the same exact thing, single, half double, and double, chain 2, double, half double, and single. So this is what we have. Then that means when you have a total of 6 corners, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We've come to the end of the round, and we're going to place 1 slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round, chain 1, and cut your yarn. So let's see what we have at this point. You can see we've started working on round 2, but it's supposed to fit perfectly well into the spaces that are left behind on round 1. Let's go ahead and make the second motif and see what it's going to create. The first motif of round 2 only attaches to 3 corners, but the second motif of round 2 will attach to this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner. So that means the second motif is going to attach onto 4 corners total. So let's see what to do for that. All right, so I have the second motif minus the very final round. So we're going to work the final round. You're going to make a chain of 1, single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet into the very first chain 5 space. Then you're going to make a chain of 1, attach into this corner here, because now we're going to attach, filling up this gap here. So attach into this corner that's not attached to anything, chain 1 more, and into the same space you're going to place 1 double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet. So this is what we have. The fact that I'm right-handed, I'm going to work while closing up this gap all the way around. So from here, you're going to go into the next chain 5 space with 1 single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. Then you're going to make a chain of 1 and go into the middle of the 2 motifs where they meet. Make sure you find the middle space. And you're going to attach by pulling through this loop, just like that. Then chain 1 more and double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet into the same exact space. So this is what we have. So we've attached here and the middle section here. So you're going to go into the next chain 5 space, and you're going to place 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then go to that space where the 2 motifs meet. We are going to continue to work our corners as usual. The next 2 corners are not going to be attached to anything, so we're going to just finalize our round. So go into the next space with 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double, and the fact that we are not attaching to anything, we're going to make a chain of 2 and place 1 double, 1 half double, and 1 single, completing that corner, as you can see here. Then from here, you're going to do the same exact thing for the last chain 5 space. So single, half double, double, chain 2, double, half double, and single. So once you get done with this, you're going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round, chain 1, and cut your yarn. This marks the end of this motif, and let's see what that has created. So as you can see, that has filled up that gap that we had here. And you're going to continue to fill up these gaps the same exact way that we've done for the second motif. Continue to fill up the gaps one by one until you have only 1 space left. I'll be showing you how to join the very last space of round 2 because it may get a little bit complicated, but just keep working the same exact way that we've worked the second motif of round 2. Just place another one here, another one here, another one here, and keep working that until you make it all the way around. Alright guys, this is what we have after going all the way around, filling in for round 2, and we have only one space left. As you can see here, we have this space left. Now for the last motif, we are going to attach into a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 corners. So this is our motif. You're going to make a chain of 1. This is the very last round of the motif. So into the chain 5 space, you're going to place 1 single crochet, half double crochet, and then double crochet, and then make a chain of 1. The fact that I am right-handed, I'm going to come from this side all the way to this side. If you're left-handed, you're going to come from this side all the way to this side. So we're going to attach into this corner of this motif right after this join. So we are attaching here, chain 1 more, and double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet. So we are done with our very first joining. Then you're going to go into the next chain 5 space, single, half double, and double, chain 1, and go into this joining here of the 2 motifs, and make sure you get the middle spot. Attach by pulling through this loop. Chain 1 more, and then finish up by placing 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 single crochet into the same space. So we are done with our second joining. And then go into the next space, single, half double, and double, chain 1, go into the next joining, which is in between this one and this one. So find the middle space, attach just like that, chain 1 more, and place double, half double, and single into the same space. So far we've joined 3 times, as you can see, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going on to this joining here in between the 2 motifs. So go ahead, single, half double, and double, chain 1, attach, chain 1 more, and place double, half double, and then a single. So we are done with our 4th joining, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are going to do our very last joining. So into the next space, you're going to place single, half double, and double, and then chain 1, and go into this corner that's not joined to anything on this motif, and then chain 1 more, and then finish up with double, half double, and single. So far we've joined a total of 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then from here we're going to finish up by going into the last chain 5 space with single, half double, and double, chain 2, and then double, half double, and single, just like that. And then when you get done with this, you're going to place a slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round, and chain 1, cut your yarn. This marks the end of round 2, and this was the very last motif that we have attached, this one here, and you can see how it has fitted so well into the space that we had left. So we are still working in the round. For round 3, we are going to just repeat the same exact process that we've done for round 2. So we are going into these spaces and we are filling them in the same exact way that we've done for round 2. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what that looks like at the end of round 3. Don't mind the loose ends, we shall deal with them later on at the same time, but this is what it looks like, our work looks like. Alright guys, so we finished round 3 the same exact way that we did round 2. Alright guys, so for the total length of the skirt, I ended up doing a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds for the total length, and that gave me a mini skirt. But you can go ahead and keep working until you get the length of the skirt that you want for yourself. So I did a total of 5 rounds of motifs, and this gave me a total of about 11 to 12 inches for my skirt. Now I'm going to show you how to work this waistband. As you can see here, mine is already done, and I'm going to walk you through the process of how to achieve this waistband on top of your skirt. This is also going to add to the length of the skirt, by the way. So my waistband measures about 3 inches total. So that means plus the 12, I have a total of 15 inches for my skirt, as you can see here. So keep in mind that the waistband is going to add to the length of the skirt, and if you want a specific length for your skirt, you should be able to take off 3 inches when working the motifs downwards, so that you accommodate that extra length through the waistband of the skirt. So let's go ahead and learn how to level up the motifs and also how to work the waistband of the skirt. For the waistband, we are going to first even out the top of the skirt, and to do that, you're going to attach your yarn in any corner here of any motif, any unjoined corner to any of any motif. So I've attached my yarn here. You're going to place 1 single crochet into the same space, the chain 2 space, skip 1 stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, just like that, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and that will bring us to our next chain 2 space where the 2 corners meet. So you're going to place 1 double crochet on one side, and then skip the joining, and then 1 double crochet on the opposite side. So what we are trying to achieve here is a straight edge. So from here, you're going to go into each of the next 3 stitches with 1 double crochet. So this will bring us to a total of 8 double crochets after the single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So once you have 8 double crochets, you're going to go into each of the next 2 stitches with 1 single crochet. So 2 single crochets, skip the last stitch here before the chain 2 space, and single crochet into the chain 2 space. So we are going to repeat that all the way around. So since we already have a single crochet into the chain 2 space, skip the next stitch, and in each of the next 2 stitches, place 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, just like that, and then 1 double crochet into the chain 2 space of this corner, and 1 double crochet into the chain 2 space of the opposite corner, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. This will bring us to a total of 8 double crochets after the single crochet stitches here. Then from here, you're going to make 2 single crochets, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. Then skip the next stitch and single crochet into the chain 2 space. So that's all that we are creating. You're going to go all the way around, and I'll meet you back when I have a straight edge, and then we shall start working on the waistband. All right, so we've come all the way around and I have only one stitch left because we have to skip it and slip stitch into the very first single crochet of the round, just like this. And now we're going to start creating our ribbing for the waistband. You can see how the top has evened out. It's now a straight line that we have to work with to create a waistband. So what we are going to do is to make a chain of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then single crochet into the second chain from the hook and continue to single crochet all the way down back to the body of the shirt. Single crochet into each and every chain, and you'll have a total of 9 single crochets. Once you have your 9 single crochets, you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch and slip stitch into the next, and then turn your work. Now we're going to go back onto our 9 single crochets, but only in the back loop, and create 1 single crochet back loop only. And you should be having a total of 9 single crochets back loop only. Chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to go into each of the single crochets into the back loop and create 1 single crochet back loop only. So you should make sure that the number of single crochets remains constant. We are not increasing or decreasing the number of stitches. We are just maintaining the number as 9 single crochets back loop only. Just like that. Once you have your 9 single crochets back loop only, go into the next stitch with 1 slip stitch and into the next stitch with 1 slip stitch, and then turn your work. And that's all that we are going to keep doing all the way around until our waistband grows and covers the top of our shirts. So working in the back loop is going to create a bump that's going to create a ribbing for our waistband. So go all the way around and I'll meet you back when mine is ready. Alright, when you make it all the way around, it's time for us to join our waistband. We're going to go stitch to stitch and join this waistband opening so that we don't have a split at the back of the shirt. Let's go into each and every stitch and join. And after you do that, you're going to turn your work onto the wrong side or the back side and weave in your tail. And then we're going to go onto our waistband. You can see it's quite big and we want to shape it a little so that it's tightly fitted around our waistline. So what you're going to do is get an elastic strand and you're going to measure it. The elastic strand that you're going to use should be about 6 inches less than your waistline measurement. The waistline measurement that we are considering is the upper waist. So take your measurement of the waistline circumference and subtract 6 inches and cut an elastic strand that is that length. So for me it's about 22 inches. It was 23, but the fact that I have to tie it like this, I leave room for one extra inch. and then I tie twice. If you have a bigger elastic strand, then you can just join it and then sew it together using a sewing needle, but mine doesn't need sewing because it's quite thin. Then from here you're going to cut off the excess, and we are going to start sewing or crocheting around this elastic strand into the waistband. All right, so we're going to get our yarn and we're going to start crocheting, going into each and every row of the waistband. So you're going to first attach. You see what I'm doing? I'm crocheting around the elastic band. This is the same exact method that we used for our crochet ruffle mini skirt. So you attach your yarn, chain one, and you're going to single crochet into each and every row, working around the elastic band. Just like that. So you can see the elastic band is not as wide as our waistband, so it's going to bring it in and create that perfect fitting. So go all the way around. Let me just go a good distance in and I'll show you what this looks like. When you're running out of the elastic band, just pull on it and keep pulling so that it gathers the waistband. Alright, so we're coming to the end and I'm placing my very last single crochets into the last rows of the waistband. If you notice, we are still working around the elastic strand. When you come to the end, you'll go into the very first single crochet of the round and slip stitch, and then you're going to make a chain of one and cut your yarn, pull through, and look what we have now. You can see how the waistband that was so big and wide has been gathered. So you're going to go ahead and weave in this tail. I have two strands here, so I'll just make a knot. Alright, so let's take a measurement across the waistband. Now we have a total of 12 inches times 2, which is 24 inches, but the intended waist measurement is around 28 to 30, and that should be able to be achieved when we stretch around the waistband like this. You can see how stretchy it is. Alright guys, so you're going to weave in all your ends after the waistband. Everything is finished, and that marks the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed making this piece as much as I enjoyed creating it for you guys. Don't forget to check out the written pattern and also to check out the matching pieces that are worked in this stitch. We have a tank top, we have a bralette, we have a pair of shorts, and now we have a skirt. So thanks for watching guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.